Welcome into the Sports Buffoons podcast. Oh, let's get out there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of the world. Welcome on in back again to the Sports Buffoons studios here at Lenexa, Kansas, of course. And Tanner, I would have hit that button we talk about, but I was too distracted with some activities going on back here. But anyways, guys, glad to be back again with the full clan. We got JG to my right. We got Tanner hanging out over here on a square to my left, anyway. But how you guys doing?
I've never been better, man. I've never felt better. You know, like we're struggling here in Chiefs Kingdom, but feel like as long as I keep the right mindset here, that we're going to be okay. So it's been a good week for me.
All right. Well, that's somewhat good to hear, I suppose. Tanner, what you doing, man? What's going on?
College basketball, man. College basketball, a little bit of NBA betting. I'll check to see where I'm at. I got Sanguine, whatever you want to call him, on over 22 points.
So what?
So
Sanguine with making up some words right now.
Talking about just to clarify for you, he's talking about Alperen Sengun of the Houston Rockets.
Oh, nice.
Correct.
The Gooners.
He's at 12 in the middle of the third quarter right now, so still got a shot.
All right, so Tanner's focused on sports bets, I guess, which reminds me, guys, sports betting went live in Missouri 2 days ago, December 1st, so that's good to hear, of course. They got some cool bets out there for those of you listening. I don't know if you guys are in town or not. I know we got a few listeners who live around this area, and if you guys go to the Missouri side, there is some free money available if you go over there. Log into your sportsbook account, and you could make yourself an extra $50, maybe even $100, depending on the promo at the time. It is literally free money. You got to do a deposit, bet for the Chiefs to get 1 yard gained on Sunday, and it'll be guaranteed money. So you have that, as well as I think there might be still doing some St. Louis Blues one shot on goal as well. So I made myself a free $50 a couple days ago. I did miss one I could have done for the Monday Night Football game. I just happened to not be able to log into my FanDuel account that day. But guys, anyways, free money's free money. If you were paying attention, you could make an extra $150 for the week. You know, that's groceries, man.
Jason, are you gonna go do that on Sunday when you go to Harris or whatever one you're doing? Are you gonna get your free $50, dude?
That's up for debate. I'm more interested. I talked to Mike a little bit about this earlier off the air.
Okay.
I'm more interested in the Circa bet offer that has not happened yet, which could potentially make us $1,000 each. I'm more interested in that, but yeah, I mean that you could. I don't know if I'm going to do it or not, man. I'll probably do it.
I mean, you're going to be over there anyways, right? So
$50. I'm going to be there. So Mike has assured me that it's only going to take 5 minutes out of my life.
Not even 5. Probably
not
3.
Even 5 minutes.
Not even 5, dude.
I think it'll probably happen. Just because I am that guy. Like I want to make an extra $50 whenever I can. So
why not? Like I said,
yeah.
If you've done all 3 of these that are the promos for this week in Missouri, you'd make an extra $150 for the week. That seems like a good deal, and I'll make myself an extra $100 for the week at least, because I did miss the one that was on Monday.
You guys, Mike, you and Tanner should actually make a bet on whether or not you think that I'm going to officially make that bet. I think that'd be a good side bet for you.
Yeah, I don't know, man. So here's the thing, though. We make the bet with the assumption that neither one of us could help you figure out how to log in. You got to do it on your own and figure out where to go and how to bet it.
Oh, that's fine. I think you should.
That would be the bet.
Now, how much are you going to bet against me or doing or not doing the bet? Like, what would you bet on that? If you guys just decide to be quiet and not talk to me,
okay.
Would you bet $50 or $100? What would you do?
I would go low stakes. I'd go like $20.
$20.
If Tanner wanted to put up 20, although Tanner would probably bet against him to do it. I'm guessing.
I'm not doing that.
Tanner's out on the All right, no side bet on whether JG can figure out how to make a bet in Missouri.
Yeah, that's too bad,
So-
man. That would have been fun to watch. I
But-
think a lot of people would have live streamed that. Just you guys trying to make the decision on that.
I think it's going to be fun though. Next year we got Royals coming up here in 3 months, 4 months, whatever it may be, and to be able to be at Kauffman Stadium and be able to place a bet live during the game. I think that's going to be the coolest part is that we're going to be watching a game live happening, pitch by pitch, and be able to sit there in your seat. Because baseball has those moments where things can get a little stale or boring or whatever, or slow. And I think those will be moments where people will get on their phone and be like, "Yeah, I'm going to make a bet that." We're going to get a hit in the next inning or something along those lines. So that'll be cool. Football is a little different for me. Football is one you definitely want to only do those live bets like between quarters when you're there live. Just because I feel like there's so much action going on. There's just so much distraction going on when you're at the game that you're better off waiting until like in the corners or halftime to make a live bet on the game rather than like on a drive basis. So anyways, that's just my thoughts on the live betting aspect that Missouri now gets to take part in. So
Yeah, you finally don't have to worry about where you're at. You
yeah,
can place
that's
your
true.
bets, whatever.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about like, make your bet before we get to state line anymore. Being on the Kansas side. So
Having to get up early and figure out some of your bets because you can't bet it here in 20.
or if you're going to the Chiefs game, normally we want to get to our tailgate by 8:30, right? So you got to make your bets by 8:15 or 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Now you can be
7:30, 8 o'clock.
tailgating. Now you can be tailgating and placing your bets, which I guarantee, this coming weekend at Arrowhead, we're gonna be having lots of that going on. I don't know who else going to the game. I'm not going to this game. Tanner, you and I went to the game a couple weeks ago against the Colts, but I'm not going to this game in particular. So
I don't think I'm going. I haven't heard nothing, but I don't think I'm going. So
the weather doesn't look too bad yet, but we can dive into that here in a few minutes.
It's cold.
If I knew you guys were going to make the $100 bet for or against me,
I'm not betting $100 either way.
I would totally do it, man.
Do what?
And I would actually live stream myself.
No, but you would never know who bet what side. We wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to know who bet.
Because then you
what.
could alter your choice based on who bet.
And then it's rigged.
No,
then it's rigged.
I would videotape the whole thing, dude.
All right.
I would record the whole thing. I think we should do it.
I just hope you just make
you guys
yourself
promise not to
free
talk
money.
to me within 48 hours, and then of Sunday, and then we could go, man.
Anyways, my point of bringing it up, guys out there listening, if you're on the Kansas side, close to Missouri, on Sunday morning, if you find your way to mosey over to Missouri, whether or not you've already had an account for FanDuel, get over there, and then you will be able to place a bet on the Chiefs to get 1 yard gained.
Get your 50
against
bucks,
the Houston Texans, and it's a free $50. And there you go. You can go to the bar with it and have yourself a good old time during the game for the night or whatever you want to do with the money.
That's beer money for
it's
a
free
whole
money.
day, man.
Exactly.
For a whole NFL
it pays
day,
for your bar
free
tab
beer money
for during the Chiefs game. So that's kind of the way I would see it for a lot of people. Before we get started, speaking of drinking, I guess, guys, what are we sipping on before we move along here?
Oh, let's see. I got the old Ozarka
Okay.
water. I'm pretty sure they don't take the minerals out of there, so it's actually going to help me build muscle.
Yeah, the minerals are important when it comes to water. That's for dang sure. So a lot of water is lacking minerals, but I don't know if Ozarka has minerals in it or not.
It's
PP,
what
baby.
do they call
PP.
it? Natural water or spring water. It's the same thing.
I don't know.
So they don't take anything out of there, man.
I don't know. You might have something else over there, but we won't talk about that.
No, it's just water, man.
Is that behind?
I bet it is.
I got the water.
Oh, Tanner, where'd you go?
Found it.
Oh, are we doing this game again?
Oh,
All
wow,
right,
okay.
that's fun.
I want to be honest with our people out here. So it is a little chilly outside, and I have not had a stouts in a very long time. So I went with the Great Divide Chocolate Peanut Butter Yeti. I have not had this beer in a very long time. It's been years. So anyways, I'll be cracking this open here in a bit. I'm going to let it warm up a bit. As you guys know out there, if you guys are into beer at all, to let the stouts warm up a few degrees before serving. So
what exactly is a Yeti, man? Can you define that in the English language? I've never quite figured out what a Yeti is.
A Yeti, it's just the there's a picture of the Yeti on the can. If you
is that Bigfoot or
it's Bigfoot.
Sasquatch?
Yeah, Sasquatch, Bigfoot.
According-
Basically,
whatever.
is that the French word for Sasquatch is Yeti?
I guess it's
Is it
I don't know.
different
According
language or something
all
like
the
that?
same thing.
To AI, A Yeti or abominable snowman is
Yeah.
a legendary ape-like creature said to inhabit the Himalayan mountain region.
Oh, it's the abominable snowman.
Okay.
Well, that's amazing, man, because we're in the Christmas
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, because
So that's amazing. You
makes
should be
sense.
talking about the abominable snowman.
that's part of why I got the beer, man. I thought it would sound like a good thing for a chilly December day. So,
I thought it was Sasquatch. I was sadly mistaken.
I mean, I feel like it's pretty close
You
to
think
the
it's
same
the
thing.
same thing, dude? I don't think it's
That's
the
not
same
the same thing.
The Sasquatch is brown. The abominable snowman was white.
Hmm.
No,
Okay.
I'm not trying to get into color. We don't like to talk about color on this show, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
What are you more of a fan of, the Yeti or the Sasquatch?
Well, you know the answer to that. I would love the Yeti. I would
Oh.
side with. No, actually, that's not true. I like the Sasquatch. Tanner is a big fan of the Yeti, though.
Oh yeah, Tanner likes the.
We figured that out a long time ago.
I was
Maybe in
wondering.
episode 5 of the show, like 3 years ago or something like that.
Yeah, something along those lines. All right, guys. Anyways, let's go ahead and jump in, guys. We only got 50 minutes left of the show. We're not going over an hour today. God damn it. So we have not spoken for a while since the last Chiefs game, which was 6 days ago, of course, on Thanksgiving. And it was a very frustrating game. Chiefs Cowboys. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I feel like the team we found ways to beat ourselves in the end, and the referees didn't help. But I'm not here to bitch about the referees all day. The Chiefs defensive line is absolute trash and cannot get any pressure whatsoever on Dak Prescott with rushing 4. And they figured out when you blitz, also, we can protect as well with blitzing. So basically, when you're their Chiefs defense in big moments, and you're facing against CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, who can run slants, go routes, curls, comeback routes, all of the basics of route trees. You could beat the Chiefs because you're not going to get pressure with 4, and you're not going to get pressure on a blitz in this situation. And the Chiefs haven't had a sack in the last 2 games, and that's with probably 40 blitzes in the last 2 games combined, and not a single sack. And Prescott did a great job getting the ball off on time to elite receivers. McDuffie was destroyed by CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens throughout the game. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it was just kind of a really, really rough go of it defensively, in my opinion. Offensively, had its moments where things were positive, but at the end of the day, it was not consistent enough throughout the game. Good start, terrible middle and finish for the Chiefs offense. And the Cowboys deserve to win. They were the better team, and now they got some calls that were favorable in their way, without a doubt. And I don't know what was wrong with John Hussey. I've seen a lot of his games that he's refereed, and it's not great. It's not great. The stats will back up what I'm talking about. How he shows extreme favoritism towards the home team in his game by game approach, and extreme calls on defensive pass interference historically. So he was number 1 in the league in defensive pass interference calls, and then also has the best home field advantage for teams that he's officiating as well. But whatever, it is what it is. The Chiefs themselves needed to play a better game, and I think we've seen all year long, in my opinion, Andy Reid's gotten outcoached multiple times throughout this season, which is not something we normally see. Normally, we've seen over the years, Andy will always find a way to beat weaker coaches. This year, it's like Andy's still like stuck in his ways, and these younger coaches. I mean, Brian Schottenheimer. We saw Harbaugh earlier in Week 1, of course, and many other coaches along the course of this season have been just better at calling their games than Andy Reid has been. And I think there's a lot of in this season, Chiefs stand at 6-6. A lot of looking in the mirror we need to do in this coming off season. But anyways, guys, do you have any thoughts about what we just saw on Thanksgiving, or do we just move on to the Texans? What are you guys' thoughts on that?
I mean, I do have a couple of thoughts because
You were at the game.
I wasted. I don't want to say wasted, but I spent some money to be at that game. My seats were freaking amazing. The whole thing about Hussey officiating the game is that there's a reason why his last name starts with the letter H, and that's because he's a homer. He's always going to side with the home team. That's exactly what he did here. In terms of me going to the game, thought it was a great atmosphere. I hadn't been in that stadium in like well over 12 years. The Cowboys fans were very respectful, so props to the Cowboys fans. But the game, in terms of the game itself, the entire time I was there, Dak Prescott looked like a superstar, and we all know that he is not a superstar quarterback. So that's how you get back to Mike's point, which is like our D-line sucks. So can both things be true? No, they can't both be true. Like, either you think that Dak is a superstar or the Chiefs D-line is shitty. It can't be both. Okay. And I'm a big proponent of, we like to make a lot of arguments on this show. And I like to tell you guys that two things can be true at the same time, but in this case, it can't. Dak is the farthest thing from a superstar. I think the best props that I gave to Dak on this show in my lifetime is that he's slightly above average. That's the best thing I've ever said about Dak on this show.
Yeah,
in the history
he's
of the show.
12 in the league most seasons.
But the bottom line is that it's more so that the Chiefs D-line is shitty, okay? Sure, Dak played an amazing game, man. He played
and those
phenomenally.
Receivers, keep in mind, you have two elite receivers. Pickens is a Pro Bowler this year.
Sure.
So is CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah, and that helps him out. So many things helped him out. His receivers helped him out. The Chiefs D-line helped him out. The referees helped him out. And he looked like a superstar, and that's basically what happened. But it was a disaster for the Chiefs because they were competitive in the game. And you think at the end of the day, well, Dallas won the game by 3 points? Well, nobody really gives a shit. The only thing they care about is that Dallas has beat Philadelphia, the Chiefs, and now they could potentially beat the Lions in the next game. God forbid that happens. But it's just it's one of those games where the better offense, the elite offense, is going to win that game 9 times out of 10. No matter how well the Chiefs play, the elite offense is going to win that game because we can't stop anybody. And in terms of Andy Reid being out coached, I'm done with it, man. I don't want to talk about it anymore. He should probably retire, but that's not what is holding us back. What's holding us back right now, and I will take this to the end of the season, is our personnel. Coaches have to coach. I understand that. General managers have to draft the right players, whatever. Blow it out in my ass, okay? You have to have the right personnel on the team, and we don't have it. We're not even close right now. So, yeah, give a little bit of the blame to Andy, but that's not why we're freaking losing right now. It has nothing to do with it. We've had injuries. We've had Juwan Taylor, which is worse than having an injuries on the team. It's just like the roster is not correct right now. And that's all you guys need to know about it.
There's a lot of flaws in this roster. And Tyrann Mathieu was interviewing with Kay Adams a day or two ago. And I just remember she was asking him what would be the number one addition he would add to this team. His first thing out of his mouth, whether he realized it or not, because he kind of mumbled it, was, man, they got a lot of holes. Basically, it's like, there's a lot of flaws with this team, obviously, that can be addressed. But, he reverted back to the running game being the primary issue in his mind, as far as not having consistency, not having a running back that can catch out of the backfield, not having a running back who can have breakaway ability. Basically, teams don't respect the running game. That was Tyrann Mathieu's first thought whenever he was asked by Kay Adams about what he would do first and foremost to fix the team. But anyways, Tanner, what are your thoughts on what we saw a week ago?
Secondary got smoked. Plain and simple.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out, Mike, why is Noah Williams in the doghouse, dude? What did he do 3 weeks ago?
I don't really know where that came from or why. Christian Fulton played a couple weeks ago for the first time. Didn't look like anything special. Didn't play particularly great.
He was inactive. Fulton was inactive last week.
Yeah, Noah Williams not being even active at this point. I don't know, because his first few weeks of the season as a brand new rookie, he was thrown out there to the fire a little bit, and he was playing very well. I mean, for a rookie,
I thought he performed well.
Contested catches. He wasn't committing a bunch of penalties. He's physical. but he wasn't like out there just, making a fool of himself. Meanwhile, we have Chamari Connor, who is, I don't even know what the hell position he plays anymore. Is he a freaking nickel? Is he a safety? Is he a corner? I don't even know where the hell he's at, but it's not a good thing, guys, because players that can do that historically are normally your best player on defense, where you're moving him around to all different positions, basically, so the offense doesn't know where the hell you have to account for him. We saw that before with some hybrid guys along the way, like Troy Polamalu. Maybe Ed Reed did a little bit of that. Eric Berry played a lot in the box as well as at safety and stuff like that. But Chamari Connor, it's like you suck ass. But yet somehow you're out there for 100% of the plays almost every single week. And yet you give up big play after big play every single week. And yet I don't understand what Spagnuolo's deal is with. I mean, I love Spags, man. But for some reason, this Chamari Connor experiment has been an absolute disaster that needs to be changed. And here we are benching Noel Williams to then just play more Chamari Connor. And it's like, dude, I don't even care what position it is. Throw Noel out there. I think he's a better football player, pure and simple, than whatever Chamari Connor can go do.
And we look here too, our secondary, we look at size, and when McDuffie gets beat, he gets beat by size. Pickens
every time.
And Stevie, AJ Brown's done it. Like we've seen this time after time.
All Trent McDuffie is Brandon Flowers. I'm serious.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes.
That's all Trent McDuffie is. He is Brandon Flowers, who we've been trying to force on the outside. When he drafted him, what was I pissed off about? Whenever we drafted Trent McDuffie, what was I most mad about? And he knows about this. I was pissed off because we drafted a fucking nickel corner at that early, number 12 overall in the draft. I think it was number 12 in the draft. And I was pissed because I'm like, you're drafting a nickel corner this high in the draft. And I'm not here to just bag on Trent. Trent, his rookie year, his second year as well, was really, really good. And he was really good at taking away those normal sized receivers and making good plays and great coverage. But yes, you're right. Every time he faces a bigger receiver of any kind, even it doesn't have to be that much bigger. McDuffie's 5'10", guys. But if you're 6'1" or 6'2", you're probably going to beat him. And that's what we've seen with McDuffie. And, the Chiefs already made a mistake of overpaying George Karlaftis just earlier this year. Now we have a McDuffie problem where it's like, maybe you want to trade McDuffie in the offseason. You could tag and trade. But now his value is plummeting because the other teams are now seeing this guy is not able to be an outside corner. He's not able to be a guy who makes interceptions because he doesn't. Hardly ever. He might force fumbles. He's good at attacking the ball. He's good at forcing fumbles. I can assure you that. But as far as causing interceptions and things like that and coverage, he doesn't do it. And so his value now at this point is plummeting. And we're in a situation where it's like, well, shoot, we could have tagged and traded a guy like him to, try to acquire more picks for this coming year. And now it's like, man, what is he even worth? I'm not paying him. I'm not paying him top 5 corner money. Now you can't even be an outside receiver facing these big receivers in this league. And so it's frustrating, man. It's frustrating. Jalen Watson's a free agent too coming up. So Jalen Watson's been one of my favorite Chiefs the last 5 years. And it's just, it's unfortunate.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
for me, I think the whole McDuffie thing changed for me when we lost Justin Reed. I think Justin Reed was a big piece of our defense.
Oh, he was.
And I think that Justin Reed changed, what Trent McDuffie is on this defense. And we a lot of times we don't think that safeties have a lot of value in this league, but they do, man. You have to have a respectable safety over the top. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents worth on that.
And we're finally at least seeing more playing time from Jaden Hicks now in the back end, which thank goodness, because for the longest time he was barely playing at all, only on special teams. And then the week before, and then this week, finally he's on the field more often.
Finally seeing him play,
which is good to see. And of course, Brian Cook had an injury during the game. I don't know how I think he's okay, but he missed a few snaps at least. But it's been frustrating to see Chamari Connor be kind of the scapegoat, bad defensive back on this team. That it seems like historically the Chiefs always have one of them every year. That's just a total idiot. And Chamari wasn't good last year either, man. His rookie year was his best year as a Chief because he was just used as a nickel blitzer.
Mm-hmm.
He was used as a in the box nickel blitzer, and he was doing good at that. But now we're asking him to cover all different kinds of ways, and it doesn't work. The guy. What I thought, to be honest, whenever we drafted him, I thought he was supposed to be a hybrid safety linebacker. That's what I thought. That's the way I perceived him, his ability, at least from college, was a hybrid safety linebacker. We use him in ways where it's like you know, sometimes you blitz him a little bit, but you're playing him on the back deep end as well, and he's not meant for that. He's not a roamer. He's not a guy who you want to put at free safety and just trust to roam, you know, the deep part of the field. I mean, he's going to get beat, and it's just the whole defense itself is just a disaster right now in a lot of ways. And Spags is part of it because he is allowing it to happen. But at the same time, this team is also very much hurting because of the lackluster ability of the D line, and it's not going to get any better, guys. This is what we have to deal with for the rest of the year.
Well, the thing about Spags is like he's working at an elite level when he has guys who he can trust. So if you put Spags in charge of a defense where all of a sudden you have very few guys that you can trust at all, then like Spags is a nothing burger, man. Like you got to have veterans in there that know what the hell they're doing if you're going to trust in Spags. And now we don't have that. So Spags is just like kind of a big nothing burger to me because we don't have the personnel.
Yeah, I agree. It's not entirely Spags' fault by any means. It's definitely a personnel issue, which at the end of the day, I'm not going to dive into this, but I did it the other week. Goes back to the GM who drafts these bastards. You know, I've talked about this enough for the last couple of weeks, but at the end of the day, it goes back to the bastard who drafts these guys. Okay? So I'm not here to bag on Spags, but someone else up above Spags needs to be looked at a little closer. So anyways, that's what I want to say about
Agreed.
that. So should we jump over to the Texans talk, Tanner?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. Well, I don't know if you have an injury report yet, but it seems to be CJ Stroud is back and going to be playing this week against the Chiefs, which doesn't bother me.
Stroud played last week.
Yeah, but it doesn't surprise. It doesn't bother me, I guess, that Stroud is back and available over Davis Mills because it's like Stroud can be very timid at times and make mistakes along the way. And I think for whatever reason, since his rookie year, he's really regressed, or teams have picked up on his tendencies and figured out how to beat him. But
I do get your injury report whenever.
It's really not the Texans' offense I really care about or worry about by any means. But the story of this game is going to be how the Chiefs handle the Texans' D-line and their pass rush. This is the number one ranked defense in the entire NFL in points allowed, and they're top 5 in I think they're top 5 in sacks and pressure percentage. You got two of the best DNs in the entire NFL. Will Anderson Jr. is exactly becoming the player that I thought he would be after being drafted number 2 overall a couple years ago. And you're facing a Chiefs O-line who is destroyed right now, decimated by injuries. I mean, Josh Simmons is probably out for the year now, which he should be. Good to know we have our left tackle of the future, but he is injured, and just save him for next year is all I'm thinking with Josh at this point. And of course, on the interior, Trey Smith is not going to be playing in this game. I think it'll be Mike Caliendo there at guard. But Wanye Morris will be at left tackle, according to Andy Reid as of today. Wanye Morris at left tackle, while Jalen Moore will play at right or be at right tackle, where Wanye Morris plays left tackle. And so that's the plan right now, based on what Andy Reid said. And this is entirely an Andy Reid choice, by the way. If you guys think it should be flipped the other way around, go ahead and say your piece. But this is entirely an Andy Reid choice. I am terrified of the idea of Wanye Morris, in any way, shape, or form, facing Will Anderson Jr. off the edge. It is not going to be pretty. It's not going to be a situation where the Chiefs can throw deep ever in this game. It's going to be quick passes the entire way through. And it's unfortunate, but the Chiefs O-line is going through injuries. The Texans D-line is wrecking havoc. So that'll be the story of the day. What do you guys think going into this game? What's going to go on here?
I mean, you're with that lineup, you're going to run the dink and dunk offense. So you're going to get the ball out.
But who are
as
you
fast
dinking and
as
dunking
possible.
to? We don't have pass catching running backs. Like a dink and dunk offense typically runs through a good pass catching running back option. We don't have that.
I don't think it matters, man. At this point, you're trying to protect Mahomes. And the worst thing that could happen in this game, I don't care about wins and losses. Protect Mahomes at all costs, okay? I don't want to see a catastrophic injury that's going to affect the outcome of next season, because we're sure as shit not going to win anything this season. Just figure out a way to get the ball out fast. Just run the ball, short passes. you're probably not going to win the game. We're going to go through our predictions a little bit later. But get the ball out, man. Protect your quarterback. Unless you're going to put the backup in there, put the freaking backup quarterback in there at some point.
At this point, you can't let Mahomes get injured going into next year because you got to start thinking about that a little bit.
Yeah, you're screwed. So
you don't want a catastrophic injury to Mahomes. You want to make sure he's good. Not having to worry about taking care of an injury during the offseason because he's gonna get harassed throughout the game.
It almost makes me think, as good as the Houston Texans defense is, that Andy's just going to pull Mahomes in the second half and treat it like
that'd be so dumb. That's not happening at all. It's not.
Do you think they're going to try to win?
A blowout for some
Tanner,
reason.
do you think they're going to try to make the playoffs?
Win? What do you think they're trying to do?
The Chiefs are going to try to win, of course. But I'm just saying, for the sake of the rest of this season, I just hope we can keep them healthy as well.
But my point would be, if you're getting screwed at halftime, what's the point, man? Just put the backup quarterback in there.
No, you keep Mahomes out there. Don't play scared. That's playing scared, dude.
Don't play scared.
You don't do that shit. No.
You got to think about the big picture at some point, Tanner. You
can still make the playoffs or not, but you have to win. You have to win out.
You can't just let his ass stay in there and get beat up by the number one NFL defense. That's
look, as much as I love Mustache Mania, man, I'm all about Mustache Mania. He ain't gonna win this game for us. It has to be Mahomes. Plain and simple. I don't care. We're down 21-0. Mahomes has to be.
I'm just telling you right now, man. Like, I'm not trying to win anything this season because I know I'm not going to win anything. So it's.
I know. You guys are in the.
Some point you
got
Titans
category is what I call it.
Okay, I'm not going to let Mahomes just sit there and get obliterated. Okay,
maybe he won't. He's going to run 500 yards in the backfield.
Tanner, because you're that type of guy. You want to get somebody.
I would make my starters get out there and play.
See Minshew next year start the season.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Mustache Mania.
Now, if this thing goes sideways, you're going to know about it at halftime. Okay. You're not
benching
to win anything.
Mahomes at halftime.
So Tanner, ridiculous. What do you know about Essa Pohl? Is that a
tackle?
Is that a guy you're a fan of? Because he has currently now been activated to the roster.
We brought him back from the Jets.
He will be active during this game, as a matter of fact. Essa Pohl.
I mean, after
that sounds
like
Morris
gets an injury.
What was his name again?
Huh? Essa Pohl?
Yeah, it sounds like physics.
Yeah, he will be a part of the active roster on game day. Andy Reid already discussed that during his interviews earlier this week. So just look towards that to be a thing. If for whatever reason Wanya Morris was to just suck entirely out loud, we're throwing Pohl to the fire and seeing how he does. And I guess we'll just go from there.
Well, I mean, at some point, the draft position is a big deal. And
I'm
not playing. We could start to tank right now.
I don't want to lose games to get a better draft position.
Well, no, I mean, if the Chiefs can find a way to win this game, I want to win the game. Absolutely, I want to win this game.
I'm saying even if we lose, I don't want to lose games.
It's a very pivotal game.
And what do you guys think about the idea of Andy Reid tickling your tonsils? Is that something you guys would like to see happen? Or, tell me more about the thoughts on that.
I didn't see that happening.
I want to know what a Mormon like Andy Reid, what he's talking about with tickling someone's tonsils and what that means to him. Because does he think he's going to reach down someone's throat with his fingers and give them a little wiggle around, or what's the plan for Andy Reid to tickle your tonsils in a figurative form with football?
Are we just guessing here? Or are you going to tell me the definition of what you're talking about? Because I have no.
I am literally asking because this was from Andy Reid's mouth a couple of days ago during an interview that he wants to come out and tickle your tonsils every play.
What does that have to do with being a Mormon?
Oh, well, it's for Andy Reid. It doesn't really seem to be a thing. Like, that's very aggressive in nature to say something like that. That's a very much an attack of someone's internal side.
Mike's thinking it from a sexual reference.
I would not do that.
Versus he's saying because of BYU and the Mormons.
Screwed. I would never.
Andy Reid would not put it in that kind of way.
I want to know what Andy
I
Reid
would-
meant by tickle your tonsils.
If he actually said that,
yes, he did.
if he actually said that, the
I was
first thing that comes to my mind is we are tanking 100%. We are going for the highest draft position next year that we possibly can, and we are absolutely tanking right now.
I feel like because he said that this week, though, we're going to see exactly what Andy Reid means by tickle your tonsils. Are we going to tickle our own tonsils, or are we going to tickle someone else's tonsils?
I know what it means.
That's what I'm curious
tickle,
to find
tickle
out.
your tonsils.
It's up to Andy Reid.
Tickle your tonsils means that we're going to make you think that we're trying to win this game, but we're actually really tanking, and we're going to try to get a big dick draft pick next year.
So we're the big dick draft
First
pick
thing
to tickle our own tonsils.
Because that doesn't make any sense. Why would you say tickle my tonsils when your team sucks? You're not tickling anything at that point. We know exactly what you are. You suck.
I understand.
So, and that's what, if you're going to tickle my tonsils, then yeah, try to empty the playbook, man, and come out to a big lead and then shit the bed in the second half and lose all the rest of your games so you can give me a big dick draft pick next year. That's the definition of tickle your tonsils, dude.
Okay. I appreciate the feedback. I'm glad to have learned something.
That freaking doesn't make any sense. I don't know what he said that, dude.
Yeah, I appreciate the feedback. I was curious on my own of what any of this meant coming from a football coach and how it relates to football, but I think maybe you helped.
I want to know how it relates to Mormons because I don't understand that, dude.
No, because I mean, that's what I mean is like, does it make sense that he would say a quote like that as a good Mormon man and to make it anything other than football talk, right? So I was curious what you guys thought it meant in football terms.
In football terms, it means we suck, and we're going to get a little bit higher draft pick than we thought next year.
All right. Do you have any other thoughts on that, Tanner?
Of course he does.
I don't.
He doesn't want to talk about it. So, when's the last time you guys had your tonsils tickled?
Probably last week.
Okay. Nice. That's a good time, I bet.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Tanner, about you?
I enjoyed it.
No.
Never. All right. Well,
I get it done actually about once every 5 days. Every 4 to 5 days, I get them tickled.
That's a good time, man. That's a good time. Reminds me a little bit. What was that one thing for use? What was that thing Jason used to say? That didn't make any sense. I can't. Never mind. We'll have to save that for a different thing. Never mind.
I say every once in a while I'll say things that don't make sense, but it's not very often. What I just told you right now makes a lot of sense because
just like not getting your free $50 at FanDuel on Sunday.
It probably happens to Tanner too. You know why? Because Tanner is married. So it probably happens to Tanner once every 4 to 5 days. He gets his tonsils.
Oh, that's what I just remembered. JJ used to always say he was going to go give somebody a rim job. That's what he used to say.
You're a liar. I never said that.
I remember this went on for like 2 weeks.
No. That might have been a conspiracy theory. That I never said.
He kept saying he was going to give somebody a rib job.
I like the idea of it, but I don't actually know what it means. That's the problem.
I
when you
know.
Figure out what it means, like we're gonna have some big problems.
Eventually, I had to tell you, why do you keep talking about
children? We have children.
He doesn't know what it means, but it's provocative.
And
he kept talking about rim jobs for a while. Giving rim jobs a lot.
We have kids that listen to this show, and I don't want them to know what that means. So,
rim jobs and tickle your tonsils. So it's quite an interesting thing going on here. But I'm glad you enjoy it, man. You do your thing. I don't care.
I like going to the salon, man.
Nothing wrong with the salon, you know. Hey, that reminds me of Deshaun Watson's been activated to the Cleveland Browns. He is ready to practice. So
he's actually out of the pup.
He is all rubbed up and ready to go.
That guy makes a lot of money.
That's what he's there for. He's there to get paid and make money. And when he retires, he's not going to give a damn about anything that's gone on in the last 3 or 4 years. So
that guy made a lot of money over the years. Can you imagine it? What is it? $250 million just to have somebody tickle his tonsils.
Yeah, something like that. He did one of those things.
All he did.
Yeah. All right, Tanner. Well, let's go ahead and dive over to let's make our picks real quick. And then we'll jump over to our NFL discussion.
By the way, quick injury report here. Roland Wallace didn't practice. Of course, Trey didn't. John Taylor didn't. Brian Cook didn't. Brian Cook was full practice. I apologize.
That's good.
Noah Gray was full practice as well. So looking okay there. On the Texans side, Will Anderson Jr. did not practice. Chest and shoulder. Autry did not practice. Trent Brown did not practice. Jamal Hill did not practice. Lassiter didn't practice. Woody Marks didn't practice. Tim Settle Jr. didn't practice. Shazier was limited. That's your injury report.
Some interesting names on that list, that's for sure. Woody Marks looked pretty good the other day in his game. I thought he was doing a good job. So,
yeah,
I have a feeling it's just one of those things where it's Wednesday, you guys, and Wednesday is normally a day for a lot of these guys where take it easy on
rest day.
What really matters is who's practicing on Friday, who's a full participant on Friday, and we get a better idea of what the plan is going forward after that. But anyways, guys, let's go ahead and make our game picks for the Sunday Night Football at Arrowhead Stadium. By the way, the Chiefs are 20-0 with Patrick Mahomes in games under 40 degrees in his career. So I want to give you guys that stat before we go ahead and make our picks. So those that out there listening, if you guys did not know that, 20-0 with Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead Stadium under 40 degrees, which it'll be under 40 degrees, I believe. The forecast right now is it's right on that verge.
It's supposed to be at 22. It's supposed to be about 22.
Perfect. Yes. Night. Yeah. At kickoff, it'll be in the 20s. So, anyways, undefeated Mahomes all time. Does that matter? I don't know. It's up to you guys to tell me right now.
No, it doesn't matter at all. What matters to me is that you guys have been trying to convince me over the past couple of weeks that I should pick against the Chiefs, and I disregarded you guys, and that was my mistake. So I am going to go against the Chiefs, and you guys are going to hate me for it because generally what happens when I go against the Chiefs, they win, which is the worst thing that could happen right now.
Which is what I want.
To tank. We want to tank.
We don't want to
highest. We want to get the highest draft pick possible. But the defense is so shitty that I have no other choice. I have to pick against the Chiefs. CJ Stroud's coming back. Well, that's debatable on whether or not this year he's better than
Stroud's already back, guys.
I would argue that
Stroud's already played a whole game.
Okay, am I talking here? What the hell is he doing over here? I would argue.
Correct you.
I would argue that CJ Stroud is worse quarterback than Davis Mills this year, but that's neither here nor there. I'm still going with the Texans. I'm going to take the under. Whatever you guys said it was, I think it was 41 and a half. I'm going to take the Texans 20-17, which is the best thing that could happen to the Chiefs right now. But it's probably not going to happen because the JG picked against the Chiefs. So that means they'll probably win.
Interesting. Yeah, last week I did pick the Cowboys to beat the Chiefs, and they did get that job done. The week before, I picked the Colts. It was 23-20 was my pick for the Colts to win. Ended up being 23-20 Chiefs win. So anyways, I got last week right with the Cowboys. This week, I also like the under, but in a weird way. I really feel like this is a game where it's going to be kind of low scoring. The over-under is 41.5. I don't know that I like it that low, but I'm close on this kind of game, mainly because I think the Chiefs' offense is going to struggle big time in this one against the Texans. I think their D-line is just too much to handle, and if they get up at any point in this game offensively, if Texans get up early, it's just going to put the Chiefs in a position that they can't help themselves at that point, because you need to have a sustainable, respectable running game to be able to make up for situations where you're down, and we just don't have that on this team. And so for me, I look at this, and I think the Texans find a way to win 21-20. Texans by 1 point at Arrowhead Stadium is my prediction, and the Chiefs will be, in my mind, officially knocked out. Yes, not officially knocked out in the books, but in my mind, you lose one game, you're going forward at all, you're done. So I think this will be the game that ends the Chiefs season. All right, Tanner.
Okay.
Be the homer for us. You got to be the savior for our picks.
Okay. I can do that. Yeah, guys.
I see your eyes, man. You wanted this to be a blowout. You want to be an idiot right now.
He wanted to go 3. He wanted to go 3.
He wants this to be like 35-10 game.
No. We're going 24-21 Chiefs on this here.
All right. What anything in particular you see happening in this game that's going to stand out that Chiefs are going to deal with or do well?
I think he just thinks that. I think he's going to say that C.J. Stroud sucks this year. That's your only argument that you could. I don't see any other argument that you can use. But
the Chiefs defense will be able to actually be playing well against the Texans, in my opinion. At times, they're going to find ways to get pressure. Through blitzing, obviously. But at the end of the day, it's going to be still problems. I think they're going to get through and have holes. Nico Collins is available, right? So Nico Collins against Trent McDuffie, guys, might as well throw him out there and see what happens.
Yeah, no, I'm not a big fan of CJ Stroud, obviously, but also I just think it's one of those weird Mahomes games. Like no line, right? No O line. Still comes out there and throws it around just fine. Rushes.
So Tanner, we've seen
probably
this
for
before.
50 yards, 75.
When we've played elite defensive lines historically with a beat up O line, how has that looked in the past with Patrick Mahomes? Because they don't have to blitz ever. You can rush forward the entire game and get pressure.
It's not the Super Bowl though. It's not the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Buccaneers won and the Eagles won even. If you don't,
that was the Super Bowl.
If you don't have to blitz Mahomes and you can get pressure with 4, which they will.
He's saying that in a regular season game, the refs can control everything, and that your D-line doesn't matter, or your O-line doesn't matter. That's what Tanner is saying.
I am not saying anything about the referees. What I'm saying,
explain
it is a regular season game. It is a regular season game. This isn't the Super Bowl, and I think Mahomes can handle it. So I also think that there's going to be one turnover by C.J. Stroud that's crucial to the Houston.
I think he turns the ball over too. I think Stroud does turn the ball over at least once. I agree with that. I just think that at the end of the day, our offense is going to struggle enough to where we can't put up enough points by 1 point. Like I said, I got the Texans to win by 1. So
the spread right now, best spread's 3 points. So Chiefs favored. So I'm taking the 24-21. So
I know earlier I saw 3.5.
Bet 365 still has -3.
So no, if you're on the Texans side like I am and he is, take the 3.5 for the Texans. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. You guys take the 3.5.
So if you're on the Chiefs side, take the -3 if you can find it.
I'm taking the
our side. The 3.5 is going to be perfect for what we're betting.
Oh, absolutely.
So
correct.
That's the way we're leaning on that one anyway. But hope I'm wrong. As you guys know, obviously I'm still a Chiefs fan. I'm just trying to live in our realistic world here, and also, the Chiefs get through this game somehow. It's like at the end of the day, we have a problem. We have a problem with our D-line. So
just remember the Zebras control everything, man. Especially in a game like this.
Well, they kind of did last week, but that's all right. We'll save that for a different day. I did so. Let's move on to our NFL topic of the day. I don't want to spend a lot of time on this, but I do want to see you guys where we stand right here. What are we in, week 13 or whatever, week 14? With our current picks individually, head coach of the year, MVP of the year, offensive player of the year, and defensive player of the year. So quick roundtable, each one of us go one at a time and give our quick input. And then after that, if we have something to debate, maybe we can do that for a minute. So anyways, who wants to?
All right, what we starting at?
What's that?
What are we starting with?
Let's do head coach. Head coach of the year in the NFL. Who is your pick as of right now?
Just say Andy Reid, Tanner. Make it a lot easier.
Hold on.
Just say that. And
is he doing this for show or is he actually thinking? I don't understand.
He's actually thinking.
He knew about this topic yesterday.
He's gonna. I'm telling you, right? He's gonna go with Nick Sirianni. I guarantee you.
Nick Sirianni again.
You would.
He doesn't deserve it right now. He doesn't deserve it right now. I mean, I think Mike's probably going to take this same guy. How can I go the Bears and what they're doing?
Okay. So you're going Ben Johnson, Tanner?
The Bears.
Yeah. That's the thing is, so right now on the odds, guys, if you were to log into any odds book or whatever, Mike Vrabel is favored, -270. Ben Johnson's next at +275. and Mike McDonald is 650, and then Shane Steichen, I can never say his name right, at 2200.
You said it
So-
right. That was very good pronunciation.
I know,
on
I
your
did my
part.
best.
I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, Vrabel.
but yeah.
Vrabel's right there with it. That's true.
Vrabel has
That's
done a fantastic job, but it's almost like we all knew it. Like the Titans are so stupid. Whenever they let go of Vrabel, I'm like, you guys are freaking dumb as hell. Like Vrabel was
They
never
still
your
defend
problem.
it,
in Tennessee.
too. They still
I couldn't believe
defend
it. I couldn't believe it. And we went to the Patriots. I'm like, well, of course, go and do the team where he played. Vrabel is perfect to go and be a coach for the Patriots. And the way that, as a whole, special teams, defense, offense, the way that they've played, Vrabel, what a job he's done. But that's not my actual pick because I really love the way Ben Johnson has kind of transformed the Bears and made them into a winning team. And I know part of it's because they had an easy schedule beginning of the year, but they just beat the Eagles. They're on Black Friday. And Ben Johnson, coming from the Lions last year, now came over as OC from the Lions to the Bears. Now is protecting Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams last year was sacked like 60-something times, I swear. This year he's under 20 sacks taken this year for Caleb Williams. He's not having the best year by any means. That's not why they're winning. But Ben Johnson knows how to run an offense. He's got 2 good running backs he's relying on. And I think that the Bears were the team that surprised me the most this season. I think we saw flashes of Drake May last year of how good he could be.
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed by Drake May at times last year. He really took me by surprise. And this year, he's 23 years old, man. Take the next step, and that's going to be a guy that we talk about in the next part. And so for me, it's I got to go Ben Johnson, but I can respect the Vrabel pick as well. I think either one of them deserve it right now. But I think the Bears are the ones that surprised me the most between the two teams is all.
Yeah, I think the whole thing with the Titans is that like it's very easy to just bag on them and say, "Wow, how stupid are you?" for lack of a better word, for getting rid of Mike Vrabel.
Pretty dumb.
But I just think it's at the end of the day, they weren't going anywhere anyway with Mike Vrabel because I don't give that front office credit for being able to take them to the next level. So they weren't going to do anything with Mike Vrabel anyway. And so I think he had to go to New England. And he is my pick at minus 235 right now for Coach of the Year because, everybody makes a big deal about Drake May. And he's had a great year, man. 3,400 yards, 23 touchdowns, 6 INTs, 300 rush yards, and 2 touchdowns. But at the end of the day, what are we used to when it comes to the New England Patriots? You got to have a good coach and a good quarterback. And that could be the next argument that we're going to be talking about for the next 10, 15 years. We always try to talk about, well, who was better? Was it Belichick or was it Brady? And I think it was pretty obvious when we got to the end of that, who was the bigger side of that equation. And now I think that we can start a new argument, which is it Mike Vrabel or is it Drake May? They're not going to win 6 Super Bowls. Like, I can tell you that right the freak now. It's not going to happen, but they are going to have some success. And I think that's a fun little argument that we can have right now. And it's like, as good as Drake May is playing right now, I got to give some credit to Mike Vrabel. And that's why I think he's the favorite at minus 235.
Yeah, I think either pick is great, guys. It's hard to go on this one. I think it's more of a preference for this pick and maybe what our expectations were for each team versus where they are currently. If you're the number one team in the AFC and you're the Bears, and NFC and you're the Bears, it shocks me. And for the Patriots' sake, the AFC has been iffy all year. Drake May is probably going to be freaking awesome for a long time, and I hope that's the case. But anyways, I think that's where I come from on that pick anyway. So either way, you can't really go wrong. But I am a big fan of Mike Vrabel, of course, as well. The next one, we're going to save MVP for last. So let's go ahead and move over to our Offensive Player of the Year, Tanner.
Offensive player? Okay.
Offensive Player of the Year. Our top picks to go off of, guys. Jonathan Taylor, minus 120 on DraftKings. Jackson Smith and Jigba, minus 105. Then we have Christian McCaffrey and Jahmyr Gibbs. And then the underdog is James Cook. So who is your Offensive Player of the Year?
That's interesting. I got George Pickens after Gibbs, between Gibbs and Cook.
early on your odds you're seeing. George
Yep,
Pickens
so
is 6,
best,
plus 8,000 is our
yeah,
George Pickens odds.
James Cook is plus 8,000 as well on BetMGM. So
Yeah. So who's your top pick right now for offensive player of the year?
last couple weeks here, can't really say Taylor's done too much here. And Jackson Smith kind of threw up a dud number last week too. Honestly, I'm going back to C-Mac. It's kind of the underwhelming pick, the underrated pick. But Christian McCaffrey, there's a reason why San Francisco has the record they do with Mac Jones and Brock Purdy. Christian McCaffrey's a huge piece of that. He's been performing elite. It's being overshadowed by JSN and Jonathan Taylor. But this guy's consistent week in, week out. Even with Brian Robinson sitting on his tail, there's a reason why you haven't heard his name, because Christian McCaffrey's doing Christian McCaffrey things right now.
Yeah. I think for me personally, I'm going to lean towards Jackson Smith and Jigba, and that being because we have Sam Darnold with a new team for the in a new year, and Sam Darnold's come along over the course of his career. He was a slow guy to begin, but as he's matured, he's become a better quarterback. But in particular this season, Jackson Smith and Jigba has put up numbers that throughout the year have rivaled some of the best seasons of all time from a wide receiver standpoint. He's rivaling Calvin Johnson's near 2,000 yard mark that he had put up a few years ago, more than a few years ago now. But I think that just his production and consistency with Sam Darnold has been super important to the Seahawks' success. Jonathan Taylor, you guys know I love Jonathan Taylor, and I think for him, as much as they had success early on in this season with Daniel Jones, I still think Jones is not going to be their guy going forward long term by any means. And I think whenever you can key in on the run, and the Chiefs kind of proved that at times when we played the Colts and shut down Taylor, then that team can be shut down. Where I think Jackson is one of those guys that at any given play, it seems like he can take the top off the defense. He can do everything well underneath as well. He can do all of it. And I just think having your first year with a new quarterback at Jackson Smith and Jigba to be that productive with Sam Darnold, of all people, just makes you pretty special for what you've done this year. So, and by the way, he's also like not the biggest guy in the world. Jackson Smith and Jigba is a very average-bodied receiver. So it's not like we're talking about like compared to Calvin Johnson's numbers. Calvin Johnson was 6'5", 240 pounds. Jackson Smith and Jigba is nowhere near that. So that's probably my pick. But I could see some argument for Christian McCaffrey. And then you guys know I'm a big fan of Jahmyr Gibbs, but it's just not quite the year for him to be winning that OPOY award. So, Jason, what you got?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a running back here, and I appreciate your argument there on Njigba. He's got I think he's minus 105 to win the award right now. 1,336 yards, 7 touchdowns, 82 receptions. I just think there's a long way to go here, and I think ultimately who wins this award is going to be typically a running back. And I think Njigba is just not going to be as consistent as you want him to be as we come down to the final stretch in the league for an offensive player of the year. So I'm going to give you a running back. I feel like at this point in his career, for me personally, I've got a lot of CMC fatigue right now. We hear about Christian McCaffrey every freaking year. I think there's going to be a lot of fatigue with him in terms of the writers that are making this vote. And so I am going to go with Jonathan Taylor. It's an unpopular pick right now because the Chiefs just shut him down when the Chiefs played him. But he is still minus 105. And honestly, guys, the Colts are a big nothing burger. I understand their defense is good, right? I'm not going to take that away from them. But their offense is a giant nothing burger without Jonathan Taylor. And I think he's going to make a big push towards the end of the season. And that's why I have Jonathan Taylor as my offensive player of the year because, honestly, Danny Dimes, sure. He's done a lot of good things this year, but he's Danny Dimes. Nobody's ever going to give him credit for that. And honestly, like the coach, like they got a really good coach. I'm not going to give him any credit for that without Jonathan Taylor. So I would say that Jonathan Taylor will be my offensive player of the year when it's all said and done.
All right, let's move on to our easiest one, of course, defensive player of the year. If you guys disagree with this at all, then you're just wrong. But Myles Garrett, 100% to win, minus 1,400 right now on DraftKings. Next closest is Micah Parsons, followed by Will Anderson, and then Nick Bonito from the Broncos. So those are your top 4 on the list. You guys, any objections to Myles Garrett or any comments you want to add? Because that's the obvious pick here.
Nope.
Yeah, he's got 35 tackles, 14 assists, 3 forced fumbles, 28 tackles for loss, 19 sacks. His team sucks ass. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Jamari Connor for my defensive player of the year.
Well, if you have Steve Spagnuolo, that might be the right choice. Just get him out there on the field, man. He's great. So I'm curious, would you guys real quick, what is your final prediction for sack total for Myles Garrett? I'm personally very excited to see the sack record broken. Justin Houston was at 22.5 with the Chiefs. Michael Strahan still officially holds that record, I believe. But anyways, what do you see your guys? He's at 19 right now. What do you think his final sack total is going to be?
Well, you have to break the record because we have more games in the season than we did before, which
he'll break it in 16. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I hate I hate the fact that we have more games now because the records don't necessarily mean anything. But he is going to break the record because he has to do it. His team sucks. There's nothing else to play for, right? Your team's not going to make the playoffs, so you have to make a splash there in terms of the Cleveland Browns. And so, yeah, I mean, if I have to put a number on it, I'm going to say 25.
Okay.
I'll go 25.
Got 25.
Because there's nothing else to play for.
Okay. Tanner, you have a number for us? Any guess?
29.
29. Ooh, that'd be wild if he ends up with 29. I got 26. I got 26 as my final Myles Garrett sack total for the.
Now, what'd you say the record was?
23, 22 and a half, 23.
Jeez.
Strahan broke the record many years ago, but I think it's been tied a few times. Tied, I believe Justin Houston tied it, and then TJ Watt, I think, also might have tied it at some point. But everyone's been tying it for the longest time, but no one's been breaking through that Strahan mark. So
he's got to do it.
Without a doubt. I want to see 26 as my number that I'm gonna see Myles Garrett get, and I hope he gets it because he deserves it. And guy's freaking awesome to watch.
Honestly, if he doesn't get it, then the whole Browns organization gets fired, including the owner.
Oh, he'll get it.
That's pathetic.
He'll get it. They'll find a way to get it. Even whenever the guy's double teamed, he still just is a destroyer. So he's a freak. But it's unfortunate he's going to spend his whole career probably on a horrible team. So
on the team that rhymes with the Browns.
Unfortunate for him. So, anyways, guys, let's move on to MVP now. Our official MVP pick of the season. This is an interesting one. We got a few names we did not expect walking into the year, guys. Right now, the favorite for MVP in the league is Drake May, followed by Matthew Stafford after a 3-turnover game against the Panthers and loss. And then after that, we got Dak Prescott and Jordan Love are the top 4 names.
Jordan Love in there.
Those are the top 4 names on the current MVP list based on odds. After that, the 5th, if you want the 5th, it's Josh Allen. That's your MVP. And I'll tell you what, right now, Josh Allen's not MVP.
Well, you're in a down year, man. Tanner, you have to understand you're in a down year where the Bills probably suck. The Bengals suck. The Chiefs suck. So you got to get a new name in there. And that's why I would pick Matthew Stafford at plus 120 because he's an older guy, probably going to retire. If he doesn't retire this year, he's going to retire next year.
Oh, he ain't retiring yet.
So,
man.
I mean, yeah, I think that the writers typically would like to reward an older player like Stafford who, I mean, my gosh, he's only won 1 Super Bowl. A lot of the writers feel sorry for a guy like that. He's, he doesn't have a lot of MVP awards.
Dude,
He's only
Stafford's
won.
a Hall of Famer. He's going to the Hall of Fame.
Sure, yeah, but he's a lot of people would call him a fringe Hall of Famer because he only won one Super Bowl, dude. And you know that's true. If he wouldn't have won that one Super Bowl with the Rams, he was total fringe.
Well, sure. At that point, he might have been like Phillip Rivers level. You know what I mean? Phillip Rivers, in my opinion, is not a Hall of Famer.
You have to give him the MVP award because he just like he was with the Lions, dude. The Lions never did shit for like basically most of his career. And so I feel like the writers are going to feel sorry for him. Give him the award. He's plus 120 right now. And
to Drake May or Stafford?
No, to Stafford.
But they're going to feel sorry for him?
Yeah. But you can't play like shit though, Matthew Stafford. Like you can't play like shit like you did last week. You got to piece it together, finish out strong. And that's all you have to do. You finish out strong, dude, that the award goes to him, no matter what.
All right, Tanner, what you got? What's your pick?
So weird. I keep hearing like the NBA voice inside of Jason come out, the Joel Embiid Awards.
Dude, you don't have the balls to talk about the NBA.
We're just giving away
right now. We can talk about
we did a Joel Embiid Award last year for the MVP. That was given to Josh Allen over Lamar Jackson. So we can't do it 2 years in a row. But I'm going Drake May. I think Drake May takes it.
Okay. Hey, no, that's fair, Tanner. I mean, do you have anything to say in particular for the debate between May and Stafford? Why May, in your opinion, is the favorite?
Let's see here. Drake May is throwing to a coming off of injuries to Stephon Diggs, Douglas. I don't have a big name. Meanwhile, Stafford out here is tossing it in the end zone to Devontae Adams, reviving his career a little bit. And you got
Puka,
probably one of the best receivers. You could name him top 5 at least with Puka Nacua, who's just a freak out there. So Drake May's missing that big key receiver. Kyle Williams might have a little potential, but he doesn't have that Puka Nacua or Devontae Adams on his side.
Yeah, no, those are great points. That's the same kind of thing I was thinking when it comes to comparison to these guys. I think I still have to give the edge to Matthew Stafford personally. I just think that the way he's played this season, and we've talked a lot about the ratio between interceptions and touchdowns. Yes, that got ruined a little bit this past week with the Panthers, but Stafford was on pace to have maybe the most efficient season of all time until this past week. And so for me, to go set the record, by the way, most touchdowns without an interception, 28 touchdowns in a row, if only finally threw the pick. Now, the Panthers picked up on something, and they started making plays. Good for them. But I still think that Stafford, for me, will get the nod. But the favorite right now is Drake May, based on the betting odds. So I want to put that out there, and no disrespect to him, because I think he's done a freaking awesome job with working with a team that has a lot of young talent, aside from Stephon Diggs, but it also just knows how to use his weapons the right way. You know what I mean? Like using running backs the right way. And
Hunter Henry, dude.
The great thing that the Patriots have that the Chiefs don't is they got some receiving backs. They got some guys that can catch the balls out of the backfield, which is unfortunate because we don't know how to do that. Even though, Andy Reid had Brian Westbrook for many years, and yet we still can't figure out how to find a guy to do that. Jerick McKinnon was here for a few years and did a great job, and it's like, oh, well, we'll just move along without a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield, and we'll figure it out, right? We'll figure it out. No, we won't. We won't.
Throw Clyde back in there.
Yeah, throw Clyde back in there, and maybe throw him a ball or two and see what happens. And that'll be our receiving back. But no. Brett Veach has this, guys. He's going to develop the roster and put together a good quality team for Andy Reid to work with. So, anyways,
hey man, you get 3 rings, you can kind of do whatever you want, even if it sucks.
Yeah,
you can suck.
Take shits all day.
Yeah, you've earned the right to suck for a while. When you get 3 rings, you can just do whatever the hell you want, man.
That sounds about right for Mr. Veach right now. So go out there and shit the bed and keep your job. So, anyways, I got off topic for a minute. My bad. I apologize.
I'm glad you did.
I'm
glad you did because
I've had a lot to say.
Some insight.
I've had a lot to say about a certain general manager lately with this Kansas City organization. So, anyways, guys. Stafford. Tanner took Drake May. Hard to go wrong either way because I could see an argument for both. So, anyways, I was curious about our roundtable thoughts. I don't really know that I object necessarily to any of that stuff. JG's brought to my attention before we move on to the very last topic, Tanner. This is today's day of the day is National Protect Your Package Day. That is a National Protect Your Package Day, and which means protect your package any way possible. Means you're watching for thieves essentially coming up to your doorstep. If you have a Ring doorbell, things like that, you want to make sure you find ways to protect your package from being stolen off the doorstep. But the real question was, whenever you go to protect your package, are you going to layer it up with one or two? Is the main thing that we wanted to discuss today. So, or say freeball it and don't protect your package at all. If you want to be risky, I don't have a camera outside my door right now. Maybe I should get one. Maybe I should not be raw dogging my packages that have been arriving. So JG wanted to bring up his thoughts on protecting his package.
This is an important topic for men and women because I got a package stolen in my previous address back in 2018, and somebody stole they stole a package, but they also stole some credit card checks out of my freaking mailbox, and they wrote a check to themselves. They cashed it. And, I had to go through the whole process of, dealing with the credit card companies and tell them it wasn't my, I didn't write the check or whatever. But the point is that people get packages stolen from their doorstep, and that's happened to me before. And so I had this discussion with my wife the other day. I was like, do we need to put a camera, in my breezeway? Because we have a breezeway. I was like, do we need to start putting cameras? Because if somebody steals a package from you, that's okay. Like you have no way of getting it back. There's no recourse there unless you have a camera. So my vote, if you want to protect your packages at your doorstep, at your house, you should probably get a camera. Because I was told by the U.S. Postal Service that if you don't have a camera that proves that somebody stole something from your doorstep, then it's a little bit like it never actually happened.
Yeah.
So that's my 2 cents for National Protect Your Package Day. Now, if you want to know my 3 cents, we're going to go towards if you're a person, if you're a guy that wants to double bag it or a single bag it. I want to double bag it because we have a lot of VDs. What do we call it? VD, Mike? What do they call it these days? VD. A lot of people are getting these VDs these days, and they're getting diseases and whatnot.
I've never double bagged anything in my life besides milk.
Right.
So,
but there's a lot of diseases going around. So I'm trying to protect you guys and gals out there. You should probably double bag it from here on out. I used to be a single bag guy, but I've recently switched. Now, I'm not bullshitting. Just in the last probably 6 months, 6 to 8 months, I've switched to a double bagger. I've got to protect my package, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
A lot of you guys don't know what I'm talking about, and you guys are going to be the victims of this discussion right now.
Aren't you married?
If you know what I'm talking about. You need to double bag your package. And that might be, what do we call it? Our third leg or what? I don't know. You want to call it a third leg, Mike? You should probably double bag your third leg instead of a single bag. Because I used to single bag it, dude. I'm not sitting here. I'm not trying to lie to you people, man. I'm trying to be honest. I used to single bag it. But then I had to switch to the double bag. Because we had all these freaking venereal diseases going around. I got pissed. Because I didn't want to see those VDs going around. So how do you guys like to protect your package? Because I gave you my 2 and my 3 cents worth. I want to know your 2 and your 3 cents worth.
I'm not going to lie, man. I'm kind of a dirty bastard. So, I don't know. Of course, Tanner's already laughing. I've just always been, I grew up with watching the Hardy Boys, and their slogan was live for the moment. And so for me, I was always just, not protecting my package at all. So I was
zero. You zero bagged it, dude.
Just,
that's very interesting. Tell me more about that, Mike. You were a zero bagger back before we knew it was a thing, dude.
Yeah, I can't even imagine double bagging anything for that matter. But I mean, for me, it's like shoot a double bag, you might as well throw it away. But I just feel like I don't know. That's maybe been a thing. Maybe I could work on that. But I just I've always just trusted the process of just just trusting, I guess, your package the way it is.
Back when AIDS was a big deal, back in the 80s and 90s, like everybody was a zero bagger. And then when we had AIDS come onto the scene, I feel like that's when we all became single baggers. And now I'm a double bagger. But that's very interesting that I feel like you got to the point where you were zero bagging.
Live for the moment, man. That's what the Hardy Boys taught me when I was young.
Was it in the 90s? Do you think it was in the 90s or 2000s when you figured out about AIDS and you wanted to avoid that? The venereal disease.
The basketball player told me about it. The one with got AIDS. He told me about it.
Magic
Johnson.
Yeah, Mr. Magic Johnson.
And you were 12. Like you were 12 when you.
That's when I first. We were talking about like going way back. Yeah, Magic Johnson's the first one that ever said anything about AIDS that I ever knew about. So. Yeah. Otherwise, I didn't know what that was.
Yeah. Well, that's a good point, man. I just can't believe that like we're in 2025 right now, and we're sitting here talking about things that were happening in the 80s and 90s, which was people getting AIDS and stuff like that. And it's pretty sad. And I just feel like that people need to get educated about VDs and all this stuff because you should be protecting yourself. Like no, I'm not bullshitting, man. Like we're in 2025. If you're just now listening to this show and you're learning about stuff that was going back on the 80s and 90s, like we're here to help you out, man.
Yeah, I know today, like I'm a little more mature than maybe I was 5 years ago, maybe. And I was not really protecting my package back then very much. I was just, doing just assuming the package was going to be safe no matter who came along and looked at my package. And so, now it's like I'm 35. And so I do take those things more seriously. And I definitely want my package, which has more value now, to be protected for the longer term. So I've thought more of that through over the course of the last few years. Don't worry.
And I'm glad that we brought it up because I feel like these days in 2025, you have a lot of people and society in a lot of ways would like to disrespect your package and not give it too much importance, in the world today. But
as you get older, you want to respect your package more. You know what I mean? Like you want to make sure that your valuables are taken care of properly.
But I feel like
not someone coming along and doing something bad to them,
that's true,
or just take them from you altogether.
Society as a whole does not care about your package at all.
Now, do you guys, Tanner? I'm curious, who normally gets the package at your place? Is it your wife? Does she hold on to it?
I'm going to answer for him. I like to hold it myself. Because my wife actually orders most of the packages. My wife orders like 85% of the packages, dude. But I feel like it's my manly duty. It's my duty as a man to hold it. I have to hold my own package myself, even though my wife ordered it.
Well, normally when Tanner has a package, I have a feeling someone else in the house tends to take it and keep it wherever they feel like putting it.
Well, this guy works like 60 hours a week. He's not going to be able to hold his own package. Like he's got to have somebody else do it. I've got to hold my own package. I feel like that's my own duty as a man because for God's sakes, if somebody sent a package to myself, I'm going to hold it in my hand. And I might actually stroke it a couple of times if I feel like it's been a while. Like I'm going to hold that package myself and I'm going to stroke it a couple times just to let people know. I want to let society know that that's my package and I own it and I'm the master of that package and I'm not going to let anybody else touch it.
This is why we're no longer on Facebook.
Sometimes, hey, guess what, bro? You guys are laughing your ass off, but guess what? Sometimes I like to allow others to touch my package, but they're not going to touch my package unless I give them permission.
Is it the same ones that are tickling your tonsils?
Yes, but they're not going to touch my package unless I give them permission. to touch my package. And that's the whole point of this whole discussion. Don't
Right.
let anybody touch your package unless you give them permission. And if you don't give them permission, then you yourself are the only one that will ever touch your package.
How the hell is that a 10-minute topic? I swear to God. Okay, guys.
I'll tell you why.
I don't
the
want
reason,
to know why.
The reason why is
know why.
because today is National Protect Your Package Day. So, my gosh, put a freaking camera in front of your house so you know who in the hell is trying to touch your damn package.
I agree.
Or stealing it.
This is a public service announcement.
For God's sakes, don't let anybody steal your package. That'd be the worst day of your life, man, if somebody stole it from you. That'd be like what, lopping it off. If you lopped it off, what if you lopped off your own package?
I don't know that.
What if you let
a
doctor? What if you let an MD lopped off your own package? That's pathetic.
Not going to let that happen.
Yeah, that's pathetic, man. Well, I think we covered it, man. I'm
glad that we let the public know our thoughts on taking care of your package and how to protect it. So
we covered it,
and we covered it very thorough. I appreciate that. So between that and the tonsils, I think we got it all figured out. But anyways, guys, let's wrap it up here in a quick end of show thing as usual. Tanner's shaking his head. Why is he shaking his head?
Easy money bet of the week.
All right, Tanner.
Easy money bets. All right, little week 13 recap finally here. Pretty sure 4 of my lines already changed numbers, but all right. We'll take a look here. We'll start here with the bad. Lions minus 2.5. Chiefs Dallas under 52.5. Cincy Baltimore 51.5. Chicago Philly over 44.5. Ladies and gentlemen, that's an 0-4 day for Mike. 0-4 a week. Okay. Rough go. Trying to catch up. Was doing well. And he hit that streak there.
Bad.
We'll start with we'll go next to the a winning week at least. Kennesaw State -2 was a dub. Alabama -6 hit. Bryce Young under 194.5 did not hit. I think he had 196. Chase Brown over 78.5 rushing and receiving yards hit. Lad McConkey did not hit. Or the over 52.5. So that puts 3-2 week for myself. Finally a winning week, guys. We're kind of got back to where we need to be. Looking for
3-2. Is that the best you can do?
I mean, lately, yeah. That's a good day.
We'll talk about the guy that won 100%, 1 for 1, JG.
That was a great day
I'll
for
take
Tanner to go
3-2 week.
3-2.
Yeah, finally. JG Chargers -9.5.
1,000, dude. I batted 1,000.
That's what hit. 1 out of 1, baby. 1 out of 1. So that puts us here for the season. JG is now 7-7.
Whoa!
Wow.
Which is way better than last year at this point.
I felt
9-14 for Mike.
Yeah.
And I'm 10-18. So
all right.
that puts the Buffoon clan at 26-39.
That's bad, dude. That's bad. I feel like I should do 2 bets now. I was only gonna prep for 1 bet, but I gotta do
You're batting 1,000.
I gotta do it for America at this point. Fuck.
All right.
All right.
Who's up?
I'll go ahead and do mine first. So I do have, as you guys heard earlier, because I just got to follow up on my Chiefs Texans pick. I have the Texans to cover 3.5. I like the 3.5 a lot. Even if the Chiefs do get a win in this game, I don't see it being some kind of a blowout or whatever. I think the Chiefs, if they do win, could be a 3-point game. So the 3.5, I love the half. So I got that on DraftKings, plus 3.5 for the Houston Texans. Of course, I told you earlier I have them winning, so it wouldn't matter anyway. So I got that as my first bet. Well, I guess it'd probably be my last bet technically because it's a Sunday night game. Otherwise, I also have on the books here this game tomorrow night, Cowboys and Lions. And we have the over-under at 54.5. And believe it or not, I know it's probably going to be a high-scoring game, but I'm taking the under on 54.5 in this game. So It's gonna be right on the verge. It's probably gonna be like a 53 total or something like that in my mind. So it'll be real close, but I like the under in that game. So those are the only 2 picks I want for this week. I'm just hoping to get back on the winning table again, and then jump in the next week and see if I can get back to 500 range.
All right, JG.
Yeah, man. I looked it over, man. I wanted to give you guys 2 picks, but I couldn't find anything good. So I gotta give you my conviction right now. My conviction is what we were talking about earlier, which is that Myles Garrett's going for that sack record. So I'm going to look at this Tennessee at Cleveland game. Cleveland is -4. And I feel like Tennessee is going to be tanking anyway. There's no reason why this should be a 4-point spread. Tennessee wants to lose. Myles Garrett wants to get the sack record. So it'll be Cleveland -4. And I'll try to give you guys some more picks next week, but only if I go 8-7. If I lose, I got no guarantees. But if I go 8-7, dude, I'll go ape shit next week, and I'll give you like 3 picks.
All righty, what's Tanner got?
Do you guys really think that players go out there to tank because they know they can get a better draft pick?
No, the players, we've talked about this before on the show.
Yeah, we've talked about
it. The players will never tank, but the coaching staff will always tank. And the coaching
Do you think they will? You think coaching staff will?
The coaching staff will get directions from ownership as far as what ownership and the general managers want to do.
But even an interim coach like Tennessee has, you think he's knowing that he's not going to be there.
An interim coach is the best time to tank, as a matter of fact, because
I know
the odds
but
are
knowing that he's not going to be there,
he's just literally a body to get by till the offseason.
No, I mean, it's like we've been talking about the Saints, I think, all year. The Saints, and I think Tennessee, they're kind of in a battle right now, and you want to lose games. It's sad to say it, but, absolutely, man. Like, the players will never tank, but the coaches will always tank.
The Titans.
The coaches can call, I can be the best player in the world. You could draw me up a fucking offense with fucking Patrick Mahomes and Barry Sanders and Michael Irvin. So if my quarterback is Mahomes, my wide receiver is Michael Irvin and Jerry Rice, my running back is Barry Sanders, and I'm the coach, guess what? I can still lose that freaking game. It's pretty easy. I can easily lose that game. So, and that's what's going on right now with the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah. All right, guys. We got 5 bets. 5 bets here once again this week. Starting to figure out catch up. Let's get it going.
5 bets?
Yeah, 5.
He's trying to get back to 500.
There's a lot of player props out there, man. They're good.
He's got
numbers
a lot of
right
makeup to do. We do these bets until the Super Bowl, guys. So the easy money picks go till February.
Yep. We're gonna start tomorrow's game, Dallas Detroit. Right now, I mean, CD 81.5 rushing plus receiving yards. CD's been blowing it up. It's been CD and George Pickens all day long. Let's see here. Oh, let me click my tab. CD has
is an interesting one. What's his pure receiving, Tanner? Do you have an idea? Do you have that number?
So that number just updated for pure receiving. It's actually 83.5.
Okay, but you said the one you were looking at was plus rushing.
Rushing plus receiving is 81.5.
That doesn't really make sense to me, but okay.
Doesn't. Okay. It doesn't. That's why I'm taking it.
I mean, if you have it available right now, then do it. That would
BetMGM. BetMGM has this available.
Good to know. Good to know.
Right now, so we're looking at our CeeDee Lamb here. He's hit this number 5 out of the 9 times this season. He hit last week against KC. Obviously, we all watched it. If you were Chiefs fans, if you kind of look here, the Lions defense here, Wicks had 100, Wandale had 156. This year, Jamar Chase had 110. These guys, they were giving me all these other bumps. I don't want these other bumps on my defense here. they're hitting. If you have a main guy like CeeDee Lamb and the way Dallas is rolling right now, I like where it sits here. In Detroit's banged up. The defense is going to play a lot tomorrow. So give me the CeeDee Lamb over 81.5 rushing plus receiving yards.
Okay.
Next, we're going to go to the Sunday slate, Sunday before Sunday Night Football slate. We're going back. We're going back to Cincinnati here, and they're at Buffalo this week here. We're going back to Chase Brown, rushing receiving prop of 70.5 rushing plus receiving yards. He's hit this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games in a row, well over. Buffalo has a rough run defense. They're rough against
That's true.
Running backs in general. They've had the under 7 out of 10 for Lions here, but Kenneth Gainwell by himself only had 45. Woody Marks at 69. Nice. Sean Tucker, 140. Devon, 225. Bijan, 238. Look, this Bills team struggles. That defense struggles against running backs. And Chase Brown, last week, you saw that he was still very heavily in the play calling in the offensive area. And they're got to dump it down once again to him here and let him do his thing here. Chase Brown over 70.5 rushing plus receiving yards.
All right.
Now we're going to Sunday Night Football. Okay. Mike took Texans plus 3.5 here. We're looking here at Xavier Worthy. What I'm anticipating with this line that we're going to have here, Wanye, Juwan's out, Trey Smith's out. It's going to get ugly, right? So he's going to have to get the ball out quick. And that guy is Patrick Mahomes. We're going to look here. The guy he's been kind of targeting as of late here, we're going to go ahead and get Xavier Worthy involved here. We're looking at 3.5 receptions is the line right now, a plus 101. I'm taking the over on Worthy this week.
That.
I'm taking the over because I believe that you're going to want, I know Rice is going to be there. He's going to get his receptions, but you're going to need somebody else here. I think Worthy becomes the guy. Last week, he hit this line. Indy, he hit this line. He was right on the verge against Buffalo and Denver. So, I mean, you're talking 5 out of 10 times and right on the verge 3 other games of that. I love what I'm seeing here. He's getting the usage. He's getting the targets here. Alec Pierce had 4. Shakir had 8. Van Jefferson had 3. Trey Franklin had 4. Juwan Jennings had 4. Zay Flowers had 5. He can get it. If he's able to get the ball out quick, he can get it. So we're taking the over of 3.5 receptions on Xavier Worthy for Sunday Night Football. And then we're going to move to Monday Night Football. Because I like breaking it down here by game a little bit here. Somebody has to pass the ball there for the Eagles against the Chargers. Okay. They're going to have opportunity here. And Jalen Hurts is my guy. 190.5 is his line right now. He's surpassed it the last 2 weeks against Chicago and Dallas. 6 out of 12 this season, right on the verge of that line too with New York and Green Bay. Quite frankly, to me, I think he passed the ball. I think you're going to see a lot of Jalen Hurts action in this one. Whether it's stump down Saquon, get it, they can take care of this Chargers team. I think they win dominantly on Monday night. So I'm taking the over of 190.5 passing yards for Jalen Hurts. You guys ready for my 5th one?
Hey, let's have it.
Tomorrow night, Robert Morris goes to Green Bay. 6-3 Robert Morris, 4-5 Green Bay. If you guys don't know who Green Bay is, Green Bay, Doug Gottlieb has a podcast. This guy runs a podcast. Scott Cobb knows all about it. This guy, that team can't cover. That team can't cover against actual teams. Last year, this team faced in February, and Robert Morris blew him out. This Green Bay team stinks. They're awful. I'm taking Robert Morris at -1.5. I think they blow him. They're going to blow him out. It's at Green Bay.
Okay, just to be clear, who does Doug Gottlieb coach? Which team is it?
Green Bay.
He coaches Green Bay, and he's a former Fox Sports superstar. Like he used to be on Fox Sports all the time.
Yeah. That guy.
Wow. So you're taking Robert Morris against Doug Gottlieb.
Yeah, Green Bay stinks. They've only covered against these nobodies.
I like it.
This
man.
is a team I'm peppering as well all season long on covers.
I feel like Doug Gottlieb is a guy that made it really big on Fox Sports for a while, and then that freaking ego. He got that big ass ego, man. Now his team sucks. So I actually agree with your pick on that.
It's awful. So yeah, I'm taking Robert Morris. Robert Morris 6-3. They've played some good games here. I think they destroy him. I don't know how it's -1.5. Probably because it's at Green Bay.
I like it.
Yeah, we're going with
Green
it.
Bay sucks.
Tomorrow night, go get it while you can. It's currently -115 on Bet365. It's about to go to 2, so go get that -1.5 while you can.
I might put $1,000 on that, Tanner. You just convinced me. I want to put $1,000 on that shit.
You should go. I'll give you a college bet on Sunday to put $50 on.
Yeah, I don't want to know if I don't want to go that far. I want that one game that you picked because all your other picks are shitty. But I did like that one pick that you did.
All right, guys. Well, we ran a little long once again today, which is great news. I enjoy listening to our show the day after this. Like I get in my car and I go to work, and at work I drive all day. So I just listen to our show again. So the good news is I have an hour and a half of entertainment.
Good news is we talked about AIDS for about 1/3 of the show. So that's the good part.
That seemed to be a hot topic for some reason. So that's good, man. Do you guys have any final thoughts about AIDS or anything else for that matter before we get out of here?
Nah, man, I gave you pretty much everything I have. But if you ever want to come back and ask us questions about single or double bagging or zero bagging, like feel free to ask, man, because we're always here to, man, talk about this stuff.
I gotta get used to bagging altogether at some point. You know what I mean? Like it's just like a thing, I guess, that I gotta eventually get around to.
You gotta deal with the sloppy seconds. Is that your favorite thing?
I don't know about that part.
That's a whole other conversation, right?
That's probably a different day of the day. That's a different national day. I think Sloppy Seconds Day is something that we'll have to wait for that day to come around. Then maybe we could discuss it. But that's definitely something that I'm not familiar with. But hey, you do what you do, man. Whatever y'all are into, go for it and enjoy your package watching. Okay. You enjoy that over the course.
Hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving
3 weeks.
Too. Did you guys have a happy Thanksgiving?
I don't have time
to
talk about my Thanksgiving. I don't have time for it, man. I don't have time to talk about Thanksgiving right now.
Well, Merry Christmas then at that point. Merry Christmas.
So protect your packages for the next 3 weeks. It's going to be very important. And, watch out for cuffing season. That's a thing too for the guys out there. That's
please
definitely
don't
happening.
Don't lop off your packages either.
No,
that'd be the worst.
You got to keep an eye on all packages and make sure there's pictures taken.
Don't lop it off
when they're dropped off. Pictures taken of your packages. So do a lot of that while you're at it. So, anyways, guys, Tanner, any final thoughts?
No, I don't.
Okay, I was hoping you have something real fun, man. Something fun to talk about real out of nowhere, but I guess you're all packaged out of this conversation. So
I did want to talk about one thing.
Oh God!
Like the fact that the best thing what's the best thing about the Midwest when the Chiefs suck? And I just figured it out, man. The fact that I can go to a restaurant, I can get my food to go, or I can have leftovers, and I don't actually have to take it into my house. I just leave it out in my car because it's cold as shit outside. The weather is horrible. Guess what? I don't have to take my leftovers from my car into my refrigerator. Yeah. You just leave it outside, dude, and it's gonna be fine. It's almost you get less work.
Well, I know that's
a great thing that I just figured out about the Midwest, and I
freaking you guys I've hated your car. I guess
I've hated on the Midwest for so long, and I didn't realize why.
That is a positive. You can leave your food in the car. Man. So.
Did you guys see that Dave Portnoy was in KC and he rated Minsky's?
I heard about that. So what was his rating on Minsky's?
Well, what do you think it is? What would your rating be?
He gave Minsky's probably a 7.5 or 8.
Okay. What do you think,
Well,
Jason?
Minsky's is not my favorite by any means, but
Well,
it's
yeah,
okay.
Unfortunately,
good.
you guys had to bring up Minsky's at the wrong time. I just actually had it at my house last night. They have a special seasonal pizza,
Oh,
and it is
God.
the crab ragoon pizza. We've talked about it on this show before. Minsky's just brought it out, and I brought it home last night, man. We tried the Minsky's crab ragoon pizza, and it was good, man. I got to give them props. They did it. They did it correctly.
Now you
Not
like the
best.
Joe's.
It's not the best.
You like the
No.
Joe's Minsky's pizza is the one you like.
Yeah, I understand that, but you can't compare it to the crab ragoon pizzas. A lot of you people out there
It's very different.
have never had a crab ragoon pizza. I
Okay.
have. I've had many different ones.
Mhm.
And I'm here to tell you that if you order the Minsky's crab ragoon pizza, which is a seasonal option right now, you will be impressed. And I will vouch for them. They did it right. It's not the best one that I've ever had in my life, but it's Minsky's. So most of the time you get a Minsky's pizza, you're never going to be disappointed on that shit. They did the crab ragoon. I highly encourage you guys to order it right now for the rest of this week. They're probably going to have it for the next couple of weeks. And it was amazing, man. Have you ever had a crab ragoon pizza, Mike?
I have from Old Shawnee Pizza. They
Did
make
you
them.
like it?
Yeah, it's different, but I did like it. Yes, I did like it.
I
don't know that I
love it.
would necessarily order it again. I just prefer Chinese food, but
You know,
if I'm gonna have crab ragoon, I'd rather have the actual crab ragoon.
Well, so here's the thing: the crab ragoon pizza is it's very specific. You have to do it right. You can't just say, "Oh, I ordered it from this one place and it sucked, and I'll hate it for the rest of my life." You can't do that. It's very touch and go. You have to order it. You have to order it from the right place, and I'm trying to tell you that Minsky's did it correctly.
I
However,
believe
you might order it from a different place down the line that does it better or
know.
does it worse. I'm
know.
telling you, the crab ragoon pizza, and this is, my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to bring this name up for the rest of my life, but Carrington Harrison, I remember had a crab ragoon pizza one time, and he talked about it on his show, and he freaking loved it. It's the only thing to this day. I will never agree with Carrington Harrison about anything for the rest of my life in terms of sports or food. But the one thing that we agree on is crab ragoon pizzas, and he actually liked it. But you have to get it at the right place, though, see? So Minsky's did it right. That's why I'm telling you guys to order that bullshit.
I'm glad.
But you can also, it's possible to order it at the wrong place. So if you just want to get your dick wet, go to Minsky's. They did it. They did it just right.
So
go get your dick wet with that Minsky's crab ragoon pizza.
So Tanner, what did Dave Portnoy say about this rating?
So he only orders cheese or pepperoni, right? So it's pretty basic.
Right.
That's how he tested it. So 6.5 is what he rated it.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. He's been all over the country.
Right.
He's been all over the country.
Because we
So-
should
He's a New
always
York
trust
guy,
Dave
dude. He likes
Portnoy.
New York
no,
pizza.
He's
Yeah,
super
no, but-
smart when it comes
But
to
he's
that
been all over the
bullshit.
country, tried all kinds of different pizzas. Minsky is fine. It's not my favorite place by any means, but so the 6.5, I don't have a problem.
I
with that.
feel like if you're the best in Kansas City, which they have been for,
I don't think
basically-
Minsky's is the best.
I don't think they're the best.
We're gonna save this for a different day,
Okay,
but I do
that's
not
fine.
think Minsky's is the best in Kansas City.
Okay, I think they are. Which, if
He's
you're in the
gonna
best in
boil
your
over.
city, if you're the best in your city, you should at least deserve a 7.5. But again, discussion for a different day.
Maybe this topic can be saved for next week. Maybe that could be a pizza discussion if you.
I don't trust Portnoy with the 6.5. That's
I don't either. Portnoy is a meme coin bastard, is what he is. He likes meme coins.
He's almost a billionaire. So when you're a billionaire, you don't care about regular person's food.
Can't deal with Portnoy's.
You don't care about the commoners' food that they eat over there. You just
I don't really care about
all you
Portnoy.
care about is your own opinion.
Tanner's ass brought him up. I don't care about Portnoy, man.
I don't know why.
Talk
I don't
about
know why
Sydney
he brought
Sweeney,
it up.
Tanner. Talk about some tits or something, man. I don't want to hear about Portnoy.
Yeah. No, I'm glad he brought it up because I think that's one of Tanner's heroes in life, man. I think that Tanner looks up to him, even though Tanner's probably older than he is. I feel like Tanner actually looks up to that guy for whatever strange reason. I don't know, man. Why do you look up to Portnoy, Tanner? Is that your freaking hero? Yeah, like I've met your dad, man. Your dad is pretty awesome. Like you had quality parents growing up. Like I don't know why you would look up to a guy.
That's
like
true.
Portnoy.
His parents are pretty
Like,
good parents.
If you have quality parents, like you should look down on a guy like Portnoy. So I don't understand what you're talking about.
Which one messed up, Tanner? Was it your mom or your dad?
Ridiculous. All right. Well,
that's
so
the question right now.
I'm going to get blamed for this one. So.
Now, I like Portnoy in terms of, what he accomplished in his life, but I've never experienced Portnoy in terms of his opinions on food. And now I'm already pissed.
Got no food, got no jobs. Our pets had their fall off.
You're not going to give Minsky's a 6.5. That didn't make any sense. So
okay.
But I like Portnoy in terms of his, in his normal opinions.
All right. Well, this is a different topic for a different day, probably. But, anyways, Tanner, is that all you had to say about Portnoy's rating? Is that it?
I just wanted to bring it up. That's all. I was just.
He
all right,
just
how about
wanted
this?
to play Tourette's guy.
Don't worry about it.
He did.
Tourette's guy.
But how about next week we have a pizza debate? Obviously, it's been a while since we talked about this. I could just tell by the way that things are going here. Maybe next week that'll be a topic. We could do a Kansas City pizza debate. And we already know where he stands, but we can at least, give some feedback and argue a little bit. So maybe that'll be something we do because, the Chiefs are going to be out of the playoffs by then. So got to have something else to talk about.
We got the pizza playoffs instead.
The pizza playoffs because, the Chiefs will be out. So it'll be the pizza playoffs.
Exactly.
All right, guys. Well, I am tired of hearing you guys say some bullshit. So with that said, then we have an hour and 46 minutes worth of crap today. So I get a lot to listen to over the next 24 hours. So hope you all that hung out with us somewhat enjoyed it. I know it was a little wild, and I hope if you guys disagree with any of our opinions, then let us know, of course. But we got to get out of here, man. So anyways, I will see you all on the next one.
Outro.
See you guys.